Today we're looking at the brand new Telus TV digital box. I'm a current Telus PikTV subscriber, which costs me about $10 a month for about 5 channels that we really care about. Good option if you're a cord cutter or somebody who doesn't want to watch a lot of TV, but you've got to have your HGTV or your Food Network or something specific, or even sports. This is a great option for my family, most of whom spend their times watching Netflix or Disney Plus and really aren't interested in broadcast TV. So I received this for free from Telus after receiving an email from them one day saying that the old Telus PikTV box is going to be discontinued from service and will no longer work after May 31st, 2022. And I actually have the old Telus box right here. And when I opened this, the package, I noticed something really interesting is that this box does not say PikTV on it anywhere. It just says TV digital box from Telus. And if you look at the side, it tells you what's in the box, tells you the specifications, 4K HDR, Dolby Digital Plus, Bluetooth 5.0, Wi-Fi 6. And you look at the back and there's a nice picture of somebody using it in their living room. And here's some station logos and Hey Google, because it does have Chromecast built in, but nowhere on here does it have PikTV, the old PikTV logo, or any mention thereof. So I'm wondering if this is more than just a PikTV product. This is maybe a new IPTV product that Telus is going to be bringing the masses in short as a replacement for its more complicated optic TV product. So looking at the old Telus box, it does clearly say PikTV on the front. And we're going to have a look at this one to see if it actually says anything similar to that. On the back of this box, the old box, we have Ethernet, optical port, HDMI, and a USB port, DC input, and a reset button. Very simple box. And if you were curious to see what the old remote looks like, it's a very simple little thing. It's Telus branded, and it does actually say right here on the bottom button, it does say PikTV. So let's open up with this box and see what we get inside. So the first thing we have is this little card. It says your PikTV media box is getting an upgrade. So this is the first mention of PikTV. But when you actually read through this, it says, thank you for being a loyal PikTV customer. We sent you a new Telus TV digital box as a replacement for your old PikTV media box. So I wonder if this is more than just a PikTV product. And it gives you a little bit of information about what you need and some installation instructions. And again, here it says, as of May 31st, 2022, your old media box will no longer be supported and can't be used to watch PikTV. And if you want to recycle it, we remove your personal data and so on. So in the box we get the remote, and this remote has the Google button on it. It has a microphone, on demand, Amazon Prime Video, and Netflix dedicated buttons, apps buttons. It's a very tactile response remote, very similar to the old PikTV one. And at the bottom it just says Telus. There's no mention of PikTV on this unit at all. Again, sliding the cover off, we see what might be inside here. There's some basic instructions in here about where the play, fast forward and rewind buttons are. And in here we have battery terminals and looks like some sort of a JTAG port. It says on here, now this is interesting, says here, designed in Canada. How many electronic products have you received lately or heard of in your entire life that have been designed in Canada? Maybe some of the old Nortel or BlackBerry stuff. Model number RB21T. And of course with the remote we get a set of generic batteries. These appear to be alkaline. And we have the actual PikTV box itself. This is actually much smaller than the old one. And I'll hold up the old one for comparison's sake, so you can see what the size difference is. It's quite a bit smaller. And on this unit on the front, there is an IR port with a little bit of cling wrap on it for protection. Nothing on the right side. On the left side, we have a pairing button and a USB port. And on the rear, we have a factory reset button, optical audio port, Ethernet port, HDMI port, and the power input. And it also says in brackets next to the power, it says reboot. So I'm guessing it tells you if you want to restart it, you have to unplug it. And on the bottom here we have the name of the unit. This is a Telus TV 21T. And I'll bring that up a little bit closer. You can see what it says. And a warranty sticker. And in the box underneath we have quick install guide, which is basically connecting it up and how to log in and add your Google account information if you want to do that, and a little bit of guide here about what the LEDs mean, flashing lights on or off. And underneath we have an HDMI 2.1 cable. And we have the power adapter inside here. Very basic, standard. And then we also have some additional instructions, which are not, unlike the other materials, are not Telus branded. This is actually interesting. It actually says Technicolor right here. This is a Technicolor rebranded product, perhaps? There's no mention of Technicolor on the back here that I can see. Everything says Telus. I can also see here on the bottom there's some sort of it looks like there's a little bit of a light emitter here. Maybe this is a status LED that will show if the unit's on or off. And on the top, the only branding we have on this box is Telus. There's nothing on here about PikTV whatsoever. Very nice little unit. So with that all said, I think we're going to get this thing hooked up and actually see what it does. Okay, now that we have the thing set up and connected, it takes about a minute for the initial boot. Here we're just going to do a standard power on when the unit has previously been connected. You first power it on, and we get Telus logo and a quick boot up. So it's very, very quick for startup. And just going through the regular menus, it's very snappy to move around with the remote. The remote actually does light up. And either on a button press, or if you pick up the remote and shake it around a bit. One interesting thing on this remote that I noticed is that there's a recording button. Let's see what happens when we push it. Recordings are not currently supported on PikTV, so does this mean that this functionality will be coming soon, maybe via USB storage device on the side of the unit, where there is a USB port? Or is this unit actually intended for more than just PikTV? Is this going to be a new box for global or a more larger audience for PikTV or Telus TV subscribers? We'll see what happens in the future. So we'll just go through the menus here. So this is the home screen. It gives you opportunity to find some things that are on. This is the on-demand section. And if you want to rent a movie for $7 or $25, I guess that's all right. So there's lots of content here. There's certainly no shortage of content. Let's jump over to Netflix and see what that looks like. And this is pretty quick. See, again, this is it's fairly snappy. It's not as quick as some other interfaces I've used, but for just general browsing, this is actually very good. I'm very pleased with it. There's also forward and back buttons for navigation, which I think is kind of interesting. Also an input button on here for changing inputs on your TV. You can program this remote to control your TV through the standard Android TV interface, which is very easy to use. There's also the Google button here, so we'll punch that and see if we can do a quick voice search. Hockey. And there's some results. And if we went to the main menu, the home screen, and did a search, we would get different search results. And lots more content at your fingertips. I'm going to press the guide button, and we're going to look at the guide for PikTV. These are the channels that I've subscribed to, and this is all fine and dandy. Now, if we go to the main menu and then at the top we go to the live TV option, this is what I don't like about this unit. Comes down here and actually gives you a whole bunch of different options, but if you actually click on one of these, it'll actually tell you that's not in your subscription. And this is kind of a nuisance, because you see something you might want to watch and you press like, oh, I haven't paid for that subscription service. That's kind of a nuisance, but it may also be a way of Telus to advertise additional content which you may not subscribe to. So a bit of a double-edged sword there too. This is just some general live TV. And again, we can pick different channels here. So in this view, we're only looking at channels that are currently subbed. We're not looking at anything that isn't subbed. So this is a pretty fast way to do some channel surfing. So let's do a channel surfing test. We're just going to go here, and I'm just going to press the up button for channel. And we're talking like 3-4 seconds to tune to the next channel, which is very quick. So the kind of person who likes to sit there and flip the channel button like it's 1993, we got you covered with the Telus box, no problem. There's also a previous channel button. And there's also an options button, which comes up with this, and it just basically gives you the ability to turn on closed captioning or describe video, or you can go back to the live guide. So this is a different view. This isn't like your traditional grid view, although you can go back to that if you press the guide button, and here's your traditional grid view for watching television. We also have a button on the remote for Amazon Prime, so we click that button. This is real time, this is not sped up. Here's content galore. As far as options in the menu, there aren't really a lot of them. Your standard closed caption, describe video, and then there's a lot of just some general information here about account. This is basically a date and time, keyboard, Bluetooth, storage. This unit is equipped with 11 gigabytes of storage. There is built-in Google Cast, which I have tested, and it does not work with all sites. So we'll continue to use our Chromecast dongles, which seem to work much better. HDMI, you can turn on your CEC to control your television or other devices. Display options, really isn't a whole lot here. You can change your resolution or overscan. Screensaver is your standard Google TV offerings for different options. And that's about it. New Telus TV box. I will not call this the Telus PikTV box because I think it's meant for much more than that. And we're interested to see how Telus deploys this in the future. Am I part of just a test market for this? We'll see. I measured power consumption of this device at 3 to 5 watts typical. That's all for today. If there's anything else you'd like to know about this box that I haven't covered in the video, please ask your questions in the comments below. Thanks for watching.